everything that you find at CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business. Also, we do more than just the jewelry. We do the chat times. We will have sale times and we have tutorials. So I want to make this like a fun time and make a fun community here for everybody to join in. We really do like sharing knowledge with each other, whether it be running a small business or how to make jewelry. Sharing knowledge helps each other grow, and that's literally what we're here to do, is help each other grow and uplift each other. Today we are doing a tutorial on another trending necklace. I will have it on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm live on both. What it means then is at the end of the live, I do save out. Hi, Geraldine. I do save the YouTube version of it so everybody can go and watch it again if you missed it or you have questions about what you want to do. So we do have the ability to rewatch it or do the replay, but it's over on YouTube. So for those of you on TikTok, you just go to that CJS logo at the top, the CJS logo at the bottom, and that will get you to my profile. In my profile, you will touch the line that says lemonade and more, and then you'll get two down below. In there, the second one, the one that says tree, go ahead and touch it and you'll get a huge list. In that list, scroll all the way to the bottom. That will be my YouTube one link, and it will send you to YouTube's where you can subscribe and then get notified if you set your notifications on when I go either live or when I post a video. So we've got that going on today. I am going to bring up my TikTok's backup account just so that I can see comments of what people are saying on TikTok. I do not have a backup available for YouTube, so I can't see those when we go down. So if you give me just a second, I did get music going today, so hopefully this will be okay. We'll find out once I save if it's not okay or not. Okay, let's go back to my backup account. All right. Well, hello, I missed that one. Hi, Candy. Hi, is it Aurora? Is that how you pronounce it? Am I pronouncing it right? I don't think I am. But on TikTok, if you guys can get to 10 shares, 10,000 likes, we will start doing giveaways. Thank you, Michelle, for the heart me. Hi, Portland Trailblazer fan. All right. So what we are talking about today is the layered necklace trend. We learned how to do the Y necklace to give us a longer one. All right. Thank you for the like. We are, that V or the Y necklace gave us a longer look to our necklaces and such. You can layer it with just one necklace or with two necklaces, and it makes the layered look differently than if you had just three necklaces. So what I did is, in the example for today, we have this one that I made. This is the one we're going to be doing today. But we have the Y necklace. We have the one that we're going to learn about today. And then this necklace here, I'm going to take this one off because we have not talked about how to do this one. And I don't even know if I need to do a full tutorial on it. It is just a piece of chain. I just cut off a piece of chain and put a closure on it. Very, very easy, simple necklace. You can wear it by itself or you can layer it. And so we have the mixed different types of links in here for the chain. And then we added a little color with this one. I'm going to bring this one up close. The trend with necklaces right now is layering the little or dainty type necklaces. Thank you for all the likes over here on YouTube. I appreciate it. So if you notice this one, it's just a solid color, but I did put a small spacer bead in between, and I created my pattern with that spacer bead. You do not have to use the spacer bead with this one. You could use just all solid of that. This size bead is a 4mm size faceted round. You can do this with any 4 or 6 millimeter size bead. It could be like here we have, they are a frosted light green AB half plated transparent glass. I got the thing up, the bag that I got it out of up here. And you can just create a necklace with that. We are going to be doing 2 different examples today. One of them is going to be, I'm going to use these beads here. And these are just a light blue electroplated glass faceted rondelle that is a 6 millimeter. I don't know what that one is. I'm not texting them. Rocky made me laugh though. I'm going to take this one out of the bag. This is my last strand, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to use this last strand up and have a little bit more room. But it's just a blue colored, a light blue with half plated blue on top of it. So we're going to use this strand to make one of the necklaces. And then the other strand, I picked all glass when I went to go do this. So this strand of beads here, this one is called the pink AB, but you see how it's not just a solid pink, it's got some beige and a yellowish color in there just to add more color to it, but they're all the same strand of beads. So we're going to use that one also. And this one is a 6 by 5 millimeter rondelle again. You can, thank you Carmen for the heart me. You can use 4 millimeter rounds that aren't faceted. You know, those will give you a very simple. Oh, okay. It can be a very simple necklace when you just do a glass 4 millimeter round. It will, if you mix it in with some other beads in there, you can make it into a boho effect by just mixing in some like copper beads that are smaller, or you could do some, you could have some of the greens and browns and yellows, bring in a little bit of turquoise and with copper beads, and you've got a really cool boho one that you would be able to make. And you can mix your metals, like you could do that. We're going to be making a necklace today. We're talking about the trends right now about necklaces being layered and what you can do to make them unique and different. And we're just doing a very simple necklace, very simple necklace. So that is what we're going to do. And you can just create, if you would just do, and when you do the boho, don't think pattern, think asymmetrical. Kind of like when we went to do, I'm going to bring this up here just to show you, these Heshi bead wristlets. This one, remember, we weren't doing a pattern with it. We were just putting it on there. And if you take those color of beads and put them on there like that on a necklace, what we talked about, that's where you get that boho effect if that's the look you want to go for. Sometimes the look for this year is going to accessorize boho. It doesn't mean your clothing needs to be the boho look. You can just take a black t-shirt and do that necklace with like something like these two, but change up this bead to have like maybe a turquoise bead at the bottom. And so that's how you can change up. And that's what I want to spend some time talking about, is how you can change up something in what we already know. We already pretty much know, but we're going to go over it today, how to string on your beads and create the necklace using a lobster clasp closure. So what I'm teaching here is something that I have taught before, in the fact of how to make the necklace. And that's why when I talk about on our lives, I am trying to help you guys know the basics of what you can use to make your jewelry your own. And such as, you know, like I was talking about creating the boho. Here with this, hi beads, when I had this necklace on this way, I would be like, okay, I could wear this with like a yellow shirt, you know, type scenario. And this could be a necklace that, not like what I'm wearing with a V, but you could do it with a crew neckline that is higher up here, you know, where it's coming right up here. And these will all just lay on top of your t-shirt. Whereas if we wanted it to be where you've got a V, you might not want this one to be a V here. You might want to create 3 circular with that V, or, and then on one of them, just put the pendant down right here. So instead of it being long, so that it doesn't just go down into right here, that it's all up in this area. Does that make sense to everybody about how we can take what we know and create really trendy jewelry with what we see based upon our neckline and that 3 necklace layered look? I hope that's helping spark inspiration to like get out. Because for me, I will tell you, I can sit here and talk about this is what I would do. Hi, Rainbow. But for me personally, executing it is extremely hard. And I even said in one of my videos that I did about this trend is layering necklaces is hard for me. You will notice when I go to put necklaces on, hey, I gotta remember, Emily, right? You let me know if I got it, if I remembered it right. I have a hard time layering. Like with this shirt, yay! All right, thank you. I had a really hard time. I couldn't layer it today. So, you know, we can talk that it's easy. I will 100% say to you, for me to do necklaces like that and execute that look and that trend is extremely hard for me. So that's why I wanted to talk about this and like all of us come together as the community here and say, okay, how in the world do you guys do your layered looks? How do you create the layered look when you go to sell them if you're someone that sells jewelry? Can you help me out? Because I mean, I can throw this together, but it doesn't always look right when I go to put it on. And it's just, and I think it's really me going, well, you're here. We are all friends here, okay? So, and I'm going to show you how, I'm just going to put these over the top. This isn't how short these are going to be when we get done. See how this one, if I take this one off, see how much that changes that necklace by just changing that out? Hey, Mia, thank you for the heart, me. This necklace will be longer than this when we get that in there. You're not late. We're just getting started. And then here is the other one, and it isn't a circular around, so I'm going to have to put it on, and then I'll have to hold it here. But here's the other beads, and how just changing that up, do you see how it changes it? And even seeing, it won't be that short. Whoops, hold on. But I want to show you. This is where I epically fail when I try to put on layered necklaces. Let me get this on there again. He came up because this one is in a circle. See, if I have it a little bit longer, that layered look looks okay. But if I'd have this one really shorter up above this one and this long, that layered look doesn't look right to me. But even this layered look here, to me, it looks just fine. So you can do this with 2 necklaces or 3 necklaces. So we are going to get started. I am going to show you what I use to make the beaded one, which is this necklace here today. That's the one I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to show it on, once we get them all done, how different color beads, different shapes of beads, different lengths of the necklaces will change up our layered look. So first, I thank you for saying that because that's me. We'll need some lobster clasps. We will need 6mm size split rings. This is a 6mm size split ring. We will need the beads that I just showed you. I will probably be using in some of them. Here we have some different 4mm spacer beads. Okay, thank you. And then I will also, I sell the lobster clasps. Then we have the tubes here, the crimp tubes. We'll need bead wire. And then for tools, bead stopper. And guess what, everybody? Oh, cool. I'll have to take a look at that, Sissy. I love that idea. This is a bead stopper. I will be getting those in on the next order I place. We have the flush cutters, crimp pliers, split ring pliers. Well, hello, Jeannie. And then we have our normal chain nose pliers. Want me to move? Okay, I'll do the blue one first, and then I'll do the other one. Yep, that's not fine. That's fine, Mandy. And now I'm going to move a couple of things around here, and I am going to point you guys down on my table if this bag will stay up there. All right, here is my bead table. I hope you guys are there on YouTube. Good thinking, or else I would have sent you a voicemail. How about, do you want me to call you after I get off? Are you okay with that? My sock is trying to fall off, so I have to put my sock on, everybody. Sorry. Okay, I can do that. All right, so here is the blue one. All right, this is on a piece of wire. There we go. I am going to take and make about 20, because I want to have around a 17 to 18 inch necklace. So I'm going to put on between 16 and 17 inches of beads, and then the closure is about an inch. And then I need a little bit, so that's 18 inches, and I need a little bit to work with. So I'm going to go with 22 inches of wire. There we go. Put our bead stopper on. This is 21 pieces of wire, so it's the 21 strand wire, and it is just the beading flexible wire. And then you take your bead stopper. Oh no. Okay, that was funny. That was not my family. I don't know who that was calling. But you take your bead stopper, you open it up, put that in there, and then that is how you stop your beads from falling off the end. This one, with this blue one, I am going to use some of the beads in between. So I'm going to use these here. I'll pour those out. And then, you know how I don't know if any of you have where your voicemail will pop up on your phone. So I can see who it is now. I'm going to get rid of that because I didn't know who it was. And I'm like, I know that area code, but I didn't know it. It's Michigan. So I'll call them back. All right. So I'm going to put on 7 beads. And then I'm going to put one of the beads in between that is a spacer bead. You don't have to do the spacer beads. It's only if you want to. Oh, hold on. There we go. He was trying to crank up. Where are you, spacer bead? There you go. Then I'll do another 7. No, it was, it's not that it was, you're going to laugh at what it was. It was, Corporate Ford calling me about my vehicle. It doesn't have a recall. So that's what it would look like with that spacer bead. So I'm going to do 2 of the 7 and then put the spacer bead on. And then I'm going to switch it over and switch it to 5 in between the spacer bead. 2, 4, 5. All right, there we go. 5 more. And I'll probably do, because let's see, how many beads are on? This one has, I don't know how many beads on it because the thing is flipped over. Let me see. This strand has about 85 beads on it. Okay, so we have 14. I don't get why he keeps wanting to curl there the wrong way for me. So we got And now we're at 24. I need to have another 14, so that would be 38. And that leaves us with a little bit under 50. So I could probably do 9 of this one here, because I'm just going to use up the whole strand. If possible. I mean, I might not use all of it, but I'll be close to using all of it. Two, three, four, five. So when you think about this, if you're making this, like when you come to my bead sales that we talk about, this here, the strand of this blue is $1.80 a strand is what you would pay for it. You would, when we have some of the other beads that we're using as spacers, depending on what kind of spacers they are, you could probably spend maybe another $1 on spacers. So you're looking at under $5 to make this with an entire strand of beads. Now, I've always like, because I am the person, I will tell you, I don't like beads in the back of my neck. It is a personal preference for me. And so I will actually end my necklaces with chain instead of beads. Thank you, M. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to take these off because this strand that these are on keeps hitting my strand and they get mixed up. So I'm taking those off. Okay, that was 7. And remember, I'm going to have to measure this here just shortly to see where we're at, because I want it to be between 17 and 18 inches. I don't want it to be longer than 18. Okay, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, with 8 of those, we're at 12 inches. This will be 13 because that is an inch. This down here is 3. So that would be 16. With our closure, it would be 17. Okay. That is what I want then. I am literally will do math as I'm making necklaces sometimes, like I'm showing you here, to get it to the right length. I don't do that on bracelets a whole lot. I also don't lay things out on a bead board and measure it out. I literally have just started using a ruler. The reason being is it's hard for me to pick up beads sometimes from the bead board. So that is literally a personal preference. Thank you, Officially Danny, for the follow. And if anybody else has followed and I didn't say thank you, I really do appreciate ya. In honesty, I am less than 10 away from having 9,400 followers on TikTok. Now we're getting to that part where I'm going to do 7 and I'm going to do 2 of the 7s. And I also need less than 5 on YouTube to get to 500 followers. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, I don't spend as much time on YouTube as I do TikTok. And so to get there, whoops, that's only 5, I need 7, is exciting for me. All right. I'm going to double check it here and make sure I got my pattern correct. Yep, And our length is right at 16 inches. So this is what the necklace will look like. And now I'm going to do the closure. And we have a little bit of extra beads left over. I'm just going to put them in a bag. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 beads left over. I don't want to use them because it'll make my necklace too long for what I want. I need 2 crimp tubes. I use always for my crimp tubes, which is really hard to see. I'll try putting it in my hand. There it is. It is a 2mm sterling silver crimp tube. I always use sterling silver. It is the place that I say you should not go with a cheaper version of, because a sterling silver hardens when you crimp it. And that's what holds your necklaces together. If you use plated, the base metal is usually like brass or copper, and those do not hold as well as sterling silver. So that is what I will tell you about that. I put my crimp tube on, and then I'm going to take half of my closure, which is a 6mm split ring. So I've got my crimp tube and my split ring. Take your piece of wire over the top and go the opposite direction of the split ring that you went through. Go through that tube like so. You're going to move that tube down to the end. You don't want a lot of space in here, so you don't want to leave it like this and have a lot of space, but you don't want to be up there so snug that this doesn't move. You're going to find a happy medium where he moves and there isn't a lot of the space in there to give it extra length. You take your crimp pliers. There are 2 holes in that crimp plier. The back one is like a U shape, and the other one is more ovally. We're going to go in the U shape one, the back one first. You're going to put your crimp tube in there and just push down, and that creates a U, or what I also call the open hot dog look to that. Then you turn that sideways so that the open side goes out away from you. Use the front one and squish those 2 sides together. And he moved on me, so I got to push it. There we go. And that is how your crimp tube will look like. I do have a video on YouTube on how that should be done, and with a lot of more detail. So if you want to go watch that to get the whole details, please do. All right. You take your wire that was coming over, put your beads through that, and hide that extra wire. He does not want to go in there. There we go. Now, to do your other end of your closure, you're going to take your lobster clasp, make sure his spring is working correctly. Take your split ring pliers. You see how we have that little knob there? You put it towards the end of your split ring and open up that split ring. You see how it's opened at the end there? You take that little circle part of your lobster clasp, start threading it on to your split ring. You take a pair of pliers and just turn your split ring, and there it is on there. So now I'm going to take off my wire off the bead stopper. You just open it up, take that off. You grab your crimp tube. Why do I have a crimp tube there? I have no idea. You grab that and then grab your other end of the closure that we just did. Press it all down. So you see how my crimp tube is down by my beads? I've taken all the slack out, meaning all the extra room that was in there, and just made it solid beads. And then go back through the opposite way of the crimp tube, and this time you're gonna go through a couple of beads if you can. If you can't, it is okay. I got through 3, so you see how I'm coming up through 3? I'm just gonna pull that. I'm gonna make sure I didn't put any extra space, and I sure the heck did. So push that bead down, that crimp tube bead down, and grab a hold of this end here and pull it until this will dangle So it's not too tight, but not a lot of room there. And there isn't any extra in there. Then you're going to use the back crimp tube, oval, turn it sideways, and put those two ends together. Now to cut this off, I just grab this, pull it over, and you see how we line up with that bead? I grab my flush cutters, I line it up on top of that bead. Do not put the one that you want to keep on there, and just cut it off. And that is how you make a necklace. And there it is on there. I think that is just really cool and stunning. I don't know what you guys think of it, but that blue, hi Tina, I think gives it some really, just another pop over, you know, we had the green, and this blue is a bigger size bead. It is a 6x5 rondelle glass bead, whereas this is a 4mm round green bead. This one is a little bit longer. Oh, whoa. Okay. I'm kind of liking even that all layered together. I don't know what I would have never thought to put those all together. But it's 4. And I'm always under the thing that you can't have an even number. So I don't know if I would. Let me see. If I take this one off. Nope, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want to take off. Nope, I can't take that one off. Okay. Okay, now we're going to make one more here. And I don't know what you guys think about layering all those together. You guys put that in the comment. You can tell me. If you don't like it, you can say, I don't like it. All right. Thank you, Carmen, for the gift. All right, we're going to do another one. We're going to cut off our wire. Once again, about 22 inches of wire. This pair of cutters have got to go. I've got nicks in them, so they don't want to cut very well. We are going to put our bead stopper on it. And this time, I am not going to use any spacer beads. I am just going to use the glass beads. If you guys like these beads, I have them coming in. This is the pink. I have where it is a green and a blue. I have those. They are on their way to me. So if you guys like these beads, we're going to have more colors available. So we're going to open up this one. Now, if I'm going to just take the beads off of the wire, what you can do is you can take your wire and put it through the beads, kind of like when you're going to like go back through it, and just slide the beads off of the strand that it came on. And then you don't have to, it's actually easier sometimes to do this. I can't do more than a few at a time. There is someone I know, they can almost do the entire strand. But it makes stringing those beads a lot faster. And then you'll get to a point where you have a little bit extra. You don't need to keep that, you just have to cut it off. Okay. Ooh, I got more this time than I have before. Woohoo! All right. Well, that one was a whole whomping too. Does anybody ever use this technique where you just keep it on there and just bring it through this way? That was a whole whopping 3. I'm going to cut this off again. There we go. Here it is. When you're doing it with no spacers, because sometimes the strands will only be 14 inches, sometimes strands will be 15 inches. So if you're doing it that way, remember your closure is going to be 1 inch. And so you really don't want to just have 14 inches of beads. So sometimes doing this technique may make it that you have to have more than 1 strand. You might have to, you know, like I do sometimes, depending on where the price point of the bead is, we'll do bags. So you might have to get a bag or 2 to get it to that length, or you might have to buy 2 strands, depending on which way I sell it, if you're getting them from me. But you don't always have to get all your beads from me. That's the one thing I will say. I appreciate that you guys do get beads from me, but I know you guys have other places you can source out beads. All right, I'm going to see how long this one is right now. Right now we are at just a little bit over 14 inches. So I'm going to keep going with what I have here. All right. This one I have to cut the last bead off because he is tied on there. And I just cut it off with my flush cutter when it's tied. The one side, usually one side will be tied and one side will be just threaded back through. All right. We are at 16.5 inches of beads. And this is literally just stringing the beads on. There are no spacers, no nothing. All right. Before we get going here, I'm going to check my closure. Yep. And put this on. And just have it ready. You can do it whenever. While you know, right before you put it on or right now. When I make a lot of necklaces for when I was doing in-person shows, I would just have a bag of these done up so that when I went to make necklaces, I could just grab one. Because you can sit in front of the TV and do those up really quick. Especially if you've got the split ring pliers, and it saves your fingernails. All right, we did the sterling silver 2mm crimp tube, 6mm size split ring over the top of the split ring and back through the opposite direction you just came through. Push that crimp tube down so it dangles but not too far out. Get your crimp pliers, go to the back hole, oval, and put that in there and crimp it together and create the U or the hot dog bun. Turn the open side of the U or hot dog bun away from you and smash the 2 sides together. Test it out by using your thumb. I just use my thumb and just press down, and we're good on that one. It took. And then we're going to cover up our wire with some of the beads. All right. Flip that over. Yes, I do. I have a hard time seeing those, so just to let you know. So right here, we're going to put our crimp tube on again. Our other end of our closure, go back over the top of that one and through that crimp tube and through a few beads. Okay, I got 5 beads this time. Push everything down so that we can make sure, and sometimes I just lift it up to give it gravity to help push everything down and get that in where it needs to be. So we have our crimp tube and then this here. I'm going to crimp it on this end, the back crimp area to create the U. Turn it sideways. He doesn't want to go sideways for some reason. Let's get you. There we go. And then smash the two sides together in the front oval. Test it out. It's not moving. Cut off our end. And that is our necklace that we are going to layer. All right, I'm going to bring this back over. This is going to totally change it again. I don't think it'll be. And so our blue, let me just get that fixed a little bit here because he's in my way. I'm going to take this one off for a second. There. They will move when you wear these. So they sit right next to each other. I'm going to bring back this chain. You do not need to wear all of these together, but that would be the layered look. And oh my Lord, all 5 of those together. I'm going to bring you guys up so you can see it better. Sometimes I think it doesn't focus when we got it pointing down as well. Oh, I like that. I wonder what happens if I take the blue one out. I love it. I love it with the blue though too. I did not pick out these beads to do a layered look with it. I picked them out because I just thought they were cool colors for the summer. But they layer. I created a layered look without even really trying, and I'm really stink at it. Oh, I'm so excited. But that's how I would do or suggest the layered look. Just put different textures, different shapes together. They don't have to be uniform. That is so cool. I wonder what, if we take this off and take the green off, let me see what just this one looks like. It is not my favorite now. Isn't that odd how just changing it out? I do like it with the green in it. I wonder if I take out this chain. Oh, I do like that look. And it's going to move. That's part of having these, is that sometimes these get tangled up together when you wear them. That layered look will do that. But I like that together too. I would do a different pendant than this one on this one. I might bring in like maybe a blue or something here. Not this color of a blue, but I was thinking maybe like a light sky blue or turquoise blue. Okay, now we're having fun. And this is how creativity starts. Is anybody else the same way where you're just like, oh, now we can do this or do that? Yeah. Whoops, I moved him up. Ooh, look at what happens here. If we would make that longer V one, I think the V needs to stay a V, but if we brought it up just a little bit and didn't have it so long around the neck or long this way, you could take some of this off to make it shorter. It just cinches it up, because if you went all the way down, it actually is there. But if we bring it up, it changes the look of the necklace. Okay, I'm having fun. Anybody else got the creative bug just watching this? Please let me know. I'm like, whoop, whoop. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is taking something. This here for me, I will let you know, is extremely hard. I have some other wine necklaces that we can trade out for and see what they look like. We have the leaf one and we have an angel one. So I'm going to change it out from this one. Cool. I'm glad. Let's do the angel and see what the angel is. What it looks like. Okay, my angel is not on there. She opened up while she was in the bag. So hold on. I'm going to get another plier. We're going to put the angel on. Ah! Cool. So you got in on the Y necklace tutorial. There we go. There we go. Anybody else, you probably can't see it, but I stick my tongue out when I shut jump rings, and I don't know why. I want to put my Y on the bottom, and then the different strands of these. And then the one that's just a chain. They are so easy. And that's the thing, is that I would make this shorter. I don't know that I like the angel. And then the other one that I have in here, and you can do different charms or different beads. You can do whatever you want to make it. And this one is the feather one. I'm thinking the feather one might be the one. Ooh. There it is. I like that better. I like the feather better. I'm just like, thank you, user, for the comment. I'm liking this. I told you, if you watched one of my videos, I told y'all I struggle with this. Yeah, I love this way. It was a happy accident. So let me tell you, what I normally do with layered looks is I would have been like, okay, I'm grabbing this one, we're doing this, and then I'm going to be like, nope, I don't like it, it's going, and I stop. Today I didn't stop, and I came to this one, and I honestly do like this one the best. And I wonder if we take the Y off. I'm going to take the Y one off. I need to get that one off and see what this looks like. And I even like that together. If we would do another metal one in here at a different length and just have a 5-layered. Guys, that's a happy accidents. Now I'm excited. Yeah, and the thing is I didn't even pick them to go together. I just picked them because I thought they were cool summer colors. Oh, my Lord. I'm having fun now. Oh, and so, just to let you know, and now I've got to ask the question, because tomorrow I'm going to do a jewelry sale. And, my question is that if I were to sell like these 3 together, like on sale tomorrow, do you think that would be a cool idea? Should I sell them as a layered or sell them separately? Because I'm going to take some of our examples that we've got and sell them. That's what part of tomorrow is. And I'm going to create some here yet. We have a concert we're going to tonight. Yep. I was going to say we have a concert tonight, so I can't create tonight. But tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to make some jewelry and I'm going to bring it. So some of the stuff is going to be things that we didn't do on the live, but just bringing some really cool creative things that I've created. We'll bring that to the jewelry sale. We will have some of the things that we've done here. And then I've got some of the items I don't think I've shown before of things that I've created in the past. And I just want to bring jewelry. We're going to do that at 12 p.m. tomorrow. And it will be Central Time, 12 Central. And then we will be doing that. And then at 7 p.m. we have the bead sale. And I have all of the new items picked out already and ready to go. We have 34 new items. I got to grab the items that we're going to be bringing back in. And so I'll be working on probably that tomorrow afternoon type thing, but getting that ready. And then Saturday, we are going to do another bead sale. And that one, I've picked the new items that I'm going to bring in. And also, I need to grab some of the bring back items. One of the things that I did concentrate on when I was grabbing beads for the Friday and Saturday, I will have necklace chains. I have two different sizes of necklace chains. One's a 20 and one is a 17.7. That is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central. I also have, I believe, two chains that you can make into necklaces also tomorrow night. And then I do have some more that the chain that you can make into necklaces. I'll have that on Saturday. And I do have more necklaces that are already done coming. So we've got that. But I did try to concentrate. Not all of the beads are the 4 and 6 millimeter size for the next 2 days. There are some larger ones, but I wanted to bring some in to see. I'm not saying that those will all go together like this happy accident, but there will be different ones that you guys can make maybe with some of your own. Just mix them with some different of the metals and making the chains and making up your layered looks. So I wanted to bring in some that you could use. So we've got that coming. And I am excited for tomorrow. I hope you guys are too. Just for the fact that it, getting this, creating it. If you are like, yep, I want to get some beads, and you don't make it right away, you always can re-watch my lives, like I said at the beginning, over on YouTube. I always save my chats and the tutorials on YouTube so that you guys can re-watch them and see what we talked about. If there was something in one of our chats that you're like, that will help me in the future, and 2 months, you can go back and re-watch it, or a year. Even here, if you wait a week to get the supplies, then you can go back and rewatch it. I know, and I have another butterfly pendant coming up tomorrow too. I'm really excited about that one. So yeah, and here I'm gonna grab some of them here for tomorrow because we have a few minutes before I have to get off. So hold on. Let me grab. Oh, it's right here. All right, we will have the kits tomorrow. We're going to do those on Friday night, not Saturday. So our kits, I'm excited about these kits. These kits are going to be different beads in here. So here we have an acrylic bead, a 14 millimeter hexagon, and then two 12 millimeter silicones. And then we've got flower pots for the focals. And you can take these and make them into either the pens and change out what you want in there, or you can make them into keychains. You guys got lots of beads to make it your own. And then the other kit is the larger flower bead focal here. You're going to get an acrylic bead and then 2 lentils in this kit for those. So those are what our kits are for tomorrow. Because I said, every week I'm going to try to bring kits in while I can. But this is the butterfly pendant that I'm excited about. It isn't on the center, so it's going to dangle down this way. Hold on. Now I'm like really thinking. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Oh my Lord. Do you know how excited I am now? Holy buckets, I never thought about this. Oh my. And this is a gold back. So this is the golden one. So you could put that on gold and mix your metals. Okay. Can I just say I'm really excited about this stuff? All right. We also have this one, this owl. I don't have very many of him. I only have 20. But it is an owl that is black. I just thought he was gorgeous. And then I know we're not in October for the breast cancer awareness, but I feel you can bring this in at any time. And so we have an awareness in the pink. This is the light pink. I'm still looking for the orange ones because someone requested it. And then I did grab one of the sterling silver. And this owl is in the rainbow color. I don't know if this would go with it as well. It might be. Hold on, I want to see something here. If we put him on a chain. Yep. Not this chain, but on a different chain. And put him on and have a different texture of chain than this one, but a different one, and put him down from there. Okay, now I'm getting excited about the layered look, everybody. Can you tell? And then I found this one, and I had to bring him so that you guys had time to use him up. And it may be a her, but we have the little bunny in an egg. And this is a resin. Yeah, I have how many of that one do I have? I have 50 of those up for grabs, rainbow. So yeah. So those are the pendants. There might be one more. Let me see. Oh, we have a connector. That's what we have next. We're going to have the infinity connector. And this was requested by somebody because it has extremely touching story. It's not my story to tell, but someone wanted the infinity connector, and I finally found it in my box, and so I'm grabbing it and bringing it for them to be able to have that for their, they have a friend that is extremely important to them and touching, and so we're going to have the connectors for that. Plus we have beads. We have all kinds of beads coming. We have 34 new items. Those are some of the new ones. And then we will have some bringbacks where, kind of like here, the green one that we have. I wouldn't bring this one back because we just had this one towards the end of last year. But it'll be items like this type of thing where we have a lot of them still left, or we might only have one of them left. It's what didn't sell out about 6 months ago. We're going to bring those back. But I can tell you, in this bead, I did go and order more, and I've been bringing them back around, and we have lots of those beads. I got to do my puzzle piece here. And so they are a frosted round bead. They're $1.30 for the green. I have it in 4 different colors of green because, green is my favorite color. We've got them in blues and different shades of blues. And, I know we've got yellow. I know I bought orange. I have red downstairs. So we can bring those. So if you guys want those beads out of order, I can bring them either tomorrow night or on Saturday to be able to use with this style of necklace. You just need to let me know. And I can grab whatever I can find quickly with those and bring those to one of our 2 lives. But I just need to know what you guys would like. Saturday, I can bring them to Saturday. That gives me a little bit of time to find them all. Because the yellows were not with the rest of the colors. And I don't remember if I have purple with it. I know I have almost every color of the rainbow, but I don't know if I have them still left. So yes, thank you. So that I can bring some of those and bring some other beads that we're going to bring back. So that is the plan for the next few lives that we have. Well, how about if I just bring them both? Over here, Rainbow works on Saturday. And so we'll see what we can do for you guys, okay? But I will look for the bring back. Oh, Thank you, Cat Meow. It was something my husband picked out for me. My husband picks out my clothes. I do not. I'm horrible at clothes shopping. I hate doing it. So he goes and picks it out and then I go try it on. Literally, that's how it works in our household. Thank you. All right. So everybody, I will look for some 4 and 6s to add for the bring back so that you guys can do the style. I will tell you next week, we're going to do one with larger beads. I don't have all the large beads in stock yet. They are in transit to me, but I will bring some that I do have because that is another trend. So we have the smaller neck or the smaller bead layered look trend, and then I'm going to bring next week what the opposite trend of it is so that you can see what we're doing here for this spring and summer since we're transitioning over to that. So next week we're going to have larger beads on our Friday night sale. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a great night. And we will be back at noon Central tomorrow for the jewelry sale. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. Bye.